Hi, hello. Welcome to the episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is June the 12th, 2026. Hopefully, this episode finds you well, in good spirits, and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. Happy Friday, everyone. Hopefully, this episode finds you in a good space, in a good place, having a good day or night whenever you're listening to this. But as for me, it's been a solid day. It's been a good day. Haven't done too much. I actually requested off for today. I'm going to be dog sitting for the weekend. So that's pretty much probably going to be taking up most of the itinerary, just more or less from Friday today till what is it? Sunday, like morning. So little short little thing. Gonna be hanging with the dogs and Zoe. But yeah, should be a good weekend. But I'll keep you posted when I get back. From all my shenanigans. Let's see. But as for today, what did I do? I got up. Actually, did wake up pretty early, which is just so traditional. I turned off all my alarms just to wake up before my alarms would go off. I think I actually got out of bed maybe like at 7. So we got ourselves together. Played a little bit of games on my little laptop. Hung out for a quick bit. Then I went to the gym. Gym was solid, not too many people there, so I was able to get on all the equipment I wanted, which was nice. Hit all the movements I wanted to hit. Then with the ankle being still a bit a little bit ow. We did elliptical for our 15 minutes, so a little bit less on the cardio, but so it goes. Then I came home. I was not feeling like doing a stretch. I did snack, so that was good. That was solid, and I got a solid snack. Since I've been on yogurt mode, I if I do wind up having like a yogurt at home, I like to like kind of do it up a little bit, and like I'll add some granola, I'll add some banana chips, some dried pieces of fruit, like a little mango action, a little strawberry action, stuff like that. Put a little honey on, and it bops. It's very yummy. It reminds me of this old. I say old, but it was like I don't know 20 mid aughts or some shit. I don't know, whatever. But it was at a mall that I would go to, and it was called Yagoot, and they had this thing. It was a frozen yogurt, and they had a thing that you could add called alligator crunch, which essentially was just granola. But at the time, that was like mind shattering for me because this was like before acai bowls or even a thing. I think at least in the states. So it's kind of a nostalgic taste to me to have something like that. So I enjoyed eating it. As well as all my usual stuff that I eat for my snack, the accoutrement. But yeah, it's been a good day. I looked up some news. We didn't have too much to get into. So this is going to be a bit of an offbeat episode. But yeah, let's go ahead and do our startup and let's get into the news. Oh, also, I wanted to make a bit of a correction. I had mentioned the World Cup starting, and I knew that it was hosted by two countries. I knew America and Mexico were both hosting. I didn't know there was a third country, and it was Canada. So, mea culpa, for that. Canada's also involved. We got the whole North Americas involved. All right. Our first story comes from NBC News. At least one dead, 10 injured in Texas shooting. Suspect dead after standoff. A suspect was dead following a standoff in Midland, Texas on Friday morning after a shooting that killed at least one person and left 10 others injured, officials said. Officers responded to an active shooter incident in the 4600 block of West Wall Street and heard gunfire coming from the building, police said. In a video posted on Facebook, multiple gunshots could be heard. In an update around 12:35 p.m. Eastern Time, the city said the suspect was confirmed dead and the situation had been resolved. The scene remains active and has not been cleared. 9 victims were taken to Midland Memorial Hospital, a spokesperson for the hospital said. 3 are undergoing surgeries and 1 is in recovery. 2 others are stable and remain in the emergency department, and 3 have been discharged. A spokesperson for the city could not confirm if all the victims had been shot. So yeah, not many more details, nothing on like the motivation, what caused this. If I do get any more information, perhaps I will be coming back at the end of the weekend or top of the week next week to update. But moving on from shootings to weather from USA Today. 1 dead, severe damage after tornadoes. Thunderstorms hit Midwest. Severe storms and tornadoes that tore through the Midwest on June 11th left 1 person dead, downed trees, and plunged thousands into darkness with power outages. The storms capped multiple days of outbreaks across several states, with tornadoes, storm damage, and large hail reported in Iowa, Illinois, Michigan, and Indiana, according to AccuWeather. Overall, in the last few days, some 24 tornadoes have struck in the central part of the country and Midwest, the outlet said. On June 11th, tornadoes were reported in Indiana, Wisconsin, Illinois, and according to preliminary data from the Storm Prediction Center. A man in Des Moines, Iowa, was killed June 11th when a tree fell on a homelessness encampment during the storm that morning, reported the Des Moines Register, part of the USA Today network. Other Midwestern communities have not reported fatalities but sustained serious damage. In Kenosha County, Wisconsin, a severe storm downed trees and power lines with significant damage along the Highway 142 corridor, the national government said. The National Weather Service said a tornado touched down at about 6:13 p.m. near Sturtevant, Wisconsin, near Milwaukee, reported the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, part of the USA Today network. In Springfield, Illinois, an animal shelter was heavily damaged. So yeah, they have more details on the extent of the damage, but I just want to bring that up. Obviously, it's very unfortunate when weather gets this bad that someone winds up losing their lives. I'm hoping, knocking on wood, that there's not going to be any more reported casualties, any more severe damage. I know in Ohio, the weather has definitely been a bit funky today, definitely a bit rainy, a bit stormy. I think that might be the forecast for the weekend, but I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. But hey, for me personally, I would be fine with a chill weekend indoors, even though I know I'm probably gonna be doing some back and forth from Zoe's house to where the dogs are at. But hey, so it goes. Let's see here. We have one more story that I wanted to hit before we go. It is a bit lighter. I'll say that. Technically we're talking horseplay. It's a shame when the horseplay is involving, the boys in fucking blue. But yeah, let's go ahead and take our last break and we'll close it out there. Oh, also, I finished, I didn't mention this last episode, at least I don't think so. But I finished a book, finished Butter. It was a very good book. Very, I don't know. It gave me a lot of what I wanted. The ending wasn't necessarily what I would have expected, but it was satisfying all the same. So there's my quick little review on that, and I am looking for a book. And once again, I don't know. I can't remember if I talked about this yesterday or not. So, you're in a repeat, if you will. But anyway, next, our last story, I should say, comes from ABC7, Eyewitness News. Pasadena police officer accidentally shot by fellow cop in horseplay incident. And they put horseplay in quotations, and I agree because, why are we calling this horseplay? Is when you like you and your homie kind of wrestle a little bit, or like you and the dude get a little drunk, you're chilling, whatever. You a little rough, you a little pat pat, something like that. That's horseplay. It's not a fucking gun battle. Technically, it's not a little like oop oop, let me shoot you, oop I shot you. It's not that. It shouldn't be that. Newly released dashcam video shows a Pasadena police officer getting shot by a fellow officer in what the police chief describes as a horseplay incident. The footage taken inside a Pasadena police parking garage captures a patrol car pulling up behind two officers standing near another vehicle. One of the officers standing outside is seen quickly drawing his gun and pointing it at the officer in the patrol car. After a few seconds, he reholsters the weapon. Now, that right there alone would be a problem. Now, maybe this wouldn't be getting marked up as an incident. It actually would have just gone down, boys being boys, or whatever the fuck it is, even though they have a badge and like more or less a license to kill, and they're over here fucking around with each other. You could leave it at that if that's where the story ended. But the video does not show what happens next, but the police chief said the officer seated in the patrol car also drew a gun, which discharged. Now, the way they are using the word discharge is very tactful, I believe, because are we saying they meant to do it? Like it was intentional? They say, hey, I'm going to shoot at you. Or are you saying discharge in the sense it was a misfire? I think you're saying discharge the way you are because it feels more neutral, or maybe the most neutral word you could come up with. So that way it doesn't really like signal to people what was the intention. Because maybe it does matter. I don't know. I think all of the context matters here when we have a video of two cops playing, ooh, 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 I'm gonna shoot you. Let's see here. The bullet traveled through the windshield and struck the other officer in the shoulder. The shooting happened last September, but the department released the video Wednesday. Pasadena Police Department Chief Gene Harris confirmed to Eyewitness News that the officer who shot his colleague was fired. Harris identified the officer who was fired as Roy Auditore. Horseplay and failure to adhere to the safety and standards of professional conduct will not be tolerated, Harris said in a video that shows the shooting. This regretful conduct is not consistent with the expectations and service commitments of this department, and appropriate actions will be taken to ensure our culture reflects appropriate conduct, values, and service to this community, Harris added. The officer who was shot has recovered and is still employed with the department. Whether or not he will receive additional disciplinary action is unclear, which I believe he should. Technically, he is the start or spark of this whole fucking thing. And saying it out loud, thinking about it, most likely what I would suspect happened was the person raised up to do the same fucking thing and had their finger on the fucking trigger, which is like, okay, bud, that's really fucking dumb, and shot through the fucking police car and then dinged the dude. And I bet he felt like a huge fucking asshole. But needless to say, they were both in the wrong. You shouldn't be pulling out your fucking loaded firearm and aiming it at anyone, period, unless you have intention to take them out. And it was like, Isaiah, you're something like a huge fucking stickler, but it's like, are we playing around here? Like, what are we doing? This isn't a Call of Duty LAN lobby. This is real fucking life. So, maybe just be more careful with your fucking loadout. Food for fucking thought. But yeah, if I get any more updates on this, I'll come back because I'm sorry. I love to have a ha he he. And I mean, technically everybody lived and we're down one back cop. So I'll take it. This is technically a good news story when you think about it. When you really look at it and you process it, it's actually kind of a good thing. Anyway, that'll be the episode for today. If you'd like to help out, support the effort, I do have a Patreon, patreon.com/Isaiah News. Become a newsie today. Free ways to hit me up, IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. Feel free to follow me or the podcast on any of the socials. Subscribe to the YouTube, follow on TikTok, follow on Spotify, follow on Apple Podcasts, wherever you like to listen. Leave a like, leave a cool comment. Sharing is always caring. 5 stars on Spotify, 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. Always appreciated. But no worries if not. I just appreciate you hanging out. I just appreciate you, listening to me whine and cry and, but also, be happy about my life. So I appreciate you listening to the whole kit, the whole caboodle. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for being a friend. And hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.